Hey guys, it is Shauna Kale, and I thought I'd take a few minutes before I go off for the day to help my daughter get her driver's license. So be praying if you're watching this on Friday before 2:15, give her a little prayer, okay? So some of the comments have been talking about stinking oil, so I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a story. My first oil that I did not like the smell of, lavender, came in my first kit. Could not stand the smell of it, guys. I've learned, as I've shared, as we were going over lavender, a little bit more about that. Once I learned all the emotions that go with it, learned even more. I won't say that lavender is like the top 5 picks, but I will definitely say I don't have an aversion to lavender anymore. I'm happy to use it. I use it every day. So, but it took time, like at least 30 days plus, multiple times, putting it on the bottom of my feet, using it in my family, putting it in the diffuser. So the next oil that I could not stand the smell of, Joy. I was so excited to get Joy. Joy was not in the kit when I first got my kit years ago, and I got it and I just put it on like a perfume because that's how I had heard to use it. And guys, the funny thing is I could not stand the smell of myself. My daughter came in and I gave it to her and said, you can have it, just use it on your side of the house, because I wanted to have nothing to do with it. I smell it now and it reminds me of my daughter, it reminds me of my mom. I wouldn't say it's one of my top picks again, but definitely don't have an aversion to it. I could use it on a daily basis. It's just not one that like makes me necessarily, like a lot of people say they feel good when they use it. Doesn't make me feel bad. It's just not my go-to oil. But I have grown to use it. How's that sound? All right, so this is the story I want to tell you guys though about valerian. I don't know if you can read that. Valerian, it's probably backwards. So with valerian, I knew it smelled like stinky feet, but I also knew that it worked great if I put it on my right big toe to sleep. So it only came out, it's like what I call the big dog, like it comes out on the big toe when I wasn't getting sleep or if I was someplace. So my husband and I like to use it. I thought it was interesting that he thought it smelled kind of like pine, and I'm like, do you think pine smells like stinky feet? Because that's what it smelled like to me, with stinky feet. Well, I had done a Zyto scan with a friend named Amanda, and on that scan, it was pretty amazing. It told you even like how many drops of something you need, and I cannot remember exactly how many drops, but it was something like 64 drops that I needed to use multiple times. And I thought, oh my gosh, no, number one, I didn't know if it would like put me out if I was using that many drops. Like I might just totally pass out. That was my first thought. My second thought is I was having a weekend getaway with my friend Sunshine and my friend Amanda, and I was like, you guys are not going to be able to stand the smell of that. If I have 64 drops on me, it is going to be awful. And they're like, it can't be that bad. I went in the other room because I had my kit with me, and I put some on my feet before we were going, and it was funny. Someone said, something smells like stinky feet. I said, that's the valerian. They're like, really? I'm like, yes. So we took it back to a hotel that we were staying at, and they're like really, I mean, they're great supporters. They're like, you need to do this, you need to do this. I said, well, I might be passing out, like I might not be much to talking late at night. And they said, that's okay. And I mean, 64 drops, guys, is a lot to try and get in a day, long as well at a time. And my friend Sunshine, she's so fun. She's like, lay on your back, and I'm just going to put a whole bunch on your back like you're getting a raindrop. And I'm thinking, we are all going to be stuck out. And we started laughing. We were talking about, like, what's the hotel going to think that was staying in there? Like a bunch of basketball kids or what? So she starts putting it on. If you've never had a raindrop, you kind of feather it in. So she dropped it on my back like a raindrop and then was feathering it in. And as she was doing that, I just knew that she had got another oil and was putting it on, because all of a sudden it was like I was walking through a forest and it was kind of like a pine smell. And I go, what oil are you using now? She goes, I'm just using the valerian. I'm like, really? It smells different to me. And Amanda, who was across the room, said, it still stinks to me. And then all of a sudden, Sunshine says, it smells different to me too. And then a few minutes later, Amanda says, it smells different to me too. We were under the conclusion at that moment that while she was putting it on, we must have been moving the molecules around or something, and that was changing the the smell of it, the fragrance of it. So we thought, well, maybe that's how you should use it. Like, you need to use a lot and you need to do that. But what was really cool is then when I would smell it from the bottle, I still smelled that same pine smell. So I'm handing it to Sunshine. She's smelling. No, it had changed smells for her. And then Amanda smelled it, and the same thing. All of us, it had changed the smell, the fragrance, whatever you want to call it, of this oil. Now, the funny thing is, my husband has always said from the beginning it smelled like pine to him. I know he's like my Mr. Emotional Stability Man. I call him my peace and calming, because back in the day when I was not very peaceful and calm, he was pretty much the only one that could do that for me, help me get to that point. And so, yeah, now what's funny is, I'm going to get my valerian out. I'm holding this iPod. I should have put it on a stand, but we like to use it at the lake. The funny thing is when we put it on the bottoms of our feet, our kids walk in, they're like, oh my gosh, what is that smell? We're like, it's valerian, good night, we're going to be sleeping good. But when I smell it, it's like this fresh pine smell. But then if I think, oh yeah, it smells like stinky feet, I can see where it might be. Now, there's lots of other oils that have changed. I did not used to like all the oils of the Bible. A lot of them kind of smelled funny to me, stinky feet, different things. I love the smell of every single one of them now. And let's see, we're going to be talking about some other oils. On the 15th, I'm going to do another little video that we're going to be talking about the next set of oils we're going to be using. So by the 15th, we will be done with the first half of this, which is the Premium Starter Kit oils. I'm hoping you guys are all enjoying this. The last half of the month, we're going to be going over the Feelings Kit. I actually have, you see my Feelings Kit over there? Sitting up there on my desk. We're going to go over those oils. And guys, I hope you're learning so much and enjoying this. So have a great day. Don't worry about those stinking oils. Just put them on your feet.